Service last night for one of the victims of the deadly explosion at Minnehaha Academy.
The fire department promised us that they would not stop searching for my dad until they were able to return him home to us. And today we are here just to celebrate his life with family.
82-year-old John Carlson was inside the building when it exploded on Wednesday. He had gone to that school as a child, most recently as a friendly custodian that students and staff loved. We spoke with a recent graduate who said John was really part of the school.
We were talking to him senior year in the hallway, and he said, well, my kids are all grown up and they're far away. I don't get to see them very often. He's like, but you guys, you're my kids, and I come here every day and I see you, and it's the best part of my life, and I love being here with you guys. So.
Oh, man. Carlson's daughter, Beth, thanked everyone for their support, expressed condolences to the family of Ruth Berg, the other victim from this tragedy.
A 21-year-old woman has been arrested after a hit and run in the South Metro. It happened around 2 o'clock Saturday morning on Glacier Avenue in Apple Valley. Police say that when they arrived, they found a 38-year-old pedestrian who was hurt. Paramedics took him to the hospital where he's expected to recover. Witnesses told police the vehicle drove away after hitting the man. Now a suspect vehicle has been identified and a woman arrested.
It was a violent weekend in Minneapolis as one shooting leads to a person being killed just before 3 on Saturday morning. Police were called to the 1100 block of Broadway Avenue West. There they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. Paramedics pronounced that man dead a short time later. Police also notified that a woman was dropped off at North Memorial Hospital. She had been shot in the arm. She's expected to be okay. Nobody's been arrested in that deal. Minneapolis police also looking for whoever shot 2 other people on Saturday night. Officers responding to a report of a shooting on the 3400 block of Fremont Avenue North. That was around 11 o'clock. And they found a 17-year-old man who had been shot in the stomach. He was taken to the hospital. At last check was in stable condition. Another victim showed up at the hospital later with a gunshot wound to his hands. No one has been arrested in either of these shootings. A boy arrested in connection to a fatal shooting in Pine City Friday night. Deputies responded to that shooting at Pine Terrace Trailer Park. Man in his 20s was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses identified the suspect as a boy who was arrested in neighboring Kanabec County. The name of the victim and the suspect have not been released.
The international community has taken notice after North Korea's recent missile test showed the capability of reaching the U.S. One day after the UN Security Council passed its toughest sanctions yet on North Korea, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with Chinese and Russian counterparts. Both were on board with the measures, despite being 2 of the country's most powerful trade allies. The resolution bans North Korea exports of coal, iron, lead, and seafood, which could cut the country's exports by 1/3.
I think it's quite clear in terms of there being no daylight among the international community as to the expectation that North Korea will take steps to achieve all of our objectives, which is a denuclearized Korean peninsula.
Last night, the White House says President Trump and South Korea's president agreed to work together to rein in North Korea, although officials say the 2 discussed a need to show the North that the door to dialogue is still open. Doctors have treated 30 people after a rare late summer tornado ripped through Tulsa, Oklahoma. It happened just after 1 yesterday morning at a shopping district. The National Weather Service rated the tornado an EF2 with wind speeds up to 135 miles per hour. The storm caused extensive damage and at one point left more than 11,000 people without power. Excessive corrosion is behind last month's deadly ride malfunction at the Ohio State Fair. The ride's manufacturer, KMG, said deterioration on a gondola caused the Fireball ride to fail, detach, and send several passengers airborne. One rider, 18-year-old Tyler Jarrell, was killed. 7 others were hurt. Officials said crews inspected the ride for hours before the malfunction. KMG said it worked with regulators to develop a new inspection protocol.
Remember, not too long ago, we thought music videos were going to be dead?
Sure. MTV wasn't playing them anymore.
Now, the most popular thing on YouTube is a music video, and there's a new leader, Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee's Despacito, Matt Brickman's kind of theme song of the summer.
Yeah.
It's now the all-time most viewed video on YouTube. I know you were a big "See You Again" fan. You're all about Wiz Khalifa, right?
Yeah, I've
You've
heard that
song, which is nice.
Yep.
You know, it's all about, do they play these songs as bumper music on National Public Radio podcasts?
Has there been a podcast that
Correct.
featured it? Yep. We need to talk to Daddy Yankee. I need an in-depth interview.
Yes, he could tell you all about. Just word to the wise, don't translate the lyrics to Despacito. It's a cute, fun dancing song, and then you're like, oh.
Adult?
It's a little adult.
Okay.
3 billion views. Very
Jason, you're a foodie. You've tried lots of strange foods.
Correct.
Have you ever had a square watermelon?
I sure have not.
Oh, well.
Sounds brilliant, though.
I mean, these are pretty cool. Take a look. They are gaining popularity in Japan. This is how you make them. They grow in a square plastic crate to restrict their shape. Apparently, you can get them to grow in any shape you want.
Come on, that's cool.
They have heart-shaped watermelons?
Of course they do.
They're not edible. I mean, everything's edible. They say these are just for decoration. They're not cheap. $97 if you would like a square watermelon.
Huh. I don't know, decorate. Cool. It is very cool. It would be better if you could eat them.
If I could get like a triangle watermelon, I'd be excited.
Easier
about that.
to cut, though. You think about that, like it's not rolling around. All right, we